Welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with friends and get your gaming goodness each and every Monday. My name's Dylan Blyatt, and joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hodler.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here. Talking about video games. All three of us.
Yep, you, me, and Sean Dupree.
Who?
Kieran's not here. I will say, let's just get out of this right. So today on the show, let me pitch you, dear listeners, one version. Today on the show, Kieran's going to be talking about Resident Evil 4 Remake, how excited he is and how much he loves it. Ash is going to be talking about WWE 2K. I'm going to be talking about Bayonetta Origins. Here's a version of the show you're getting. Me and Ash are here. Kieran's not here. Kieran says it's a good game. I don't know.
I mean, what? It's sitting number 1 on Metacritic and OpenCritic for the year, so...
Yeah. Well, so it's got like a bunch of 10s, bunch of 9s. I don't know.
Yep.
So I'm
goes to show that there's no original ideas left in video games. Everything is reboots and remakes, you know.
Well, what they say, someone posted on Twitter, I think I saw it before, like the highest rated games this year are all remakes. Remakes. Remakes or remasters. So
well,
I think
I don't know if everything, but obviously
I think it was like Dead Space, Resident Evil, and then Metroid.
Metroid, yeah.
Like some of the highest rated games of the year. So.
Yeah.
Lol.
Yep.
But yeah, apparently Resident Evil was good. Kieran's not here to tell you about it. Anyway, he's been playing it. I have no idea where he's at in that. But yep, cool story. Let's get into the stuff that is actually here. Ash.
Yes.
Tell me about Cody VS Roman.
Well, I think it's they're having a pretty solid build to WrestleMania. Obviously Cody won the Royal Rumble. They had that cool, segment with Paul Heyman where he brought up Dusty and said Roman was Dusty's favorite son. And then, they had their face-to-face and Roman put the belts down. They made the reference, like, what you want to talk about? And then, he went, then he said he was Dusty's favorite son. Then they hold a whole spat, and now they've got the whole bloodline, and Cody and Sammy and Kevin are all on the same side against the bloodline. Cody, Sammy, and KO have just have made up. Hugging out. It's good. It's a good lead up to WrestleMania.
Cool. So while we're talking about WrestleMania, do you want to tell us about WWE 2K23?
Can't. Haven't played it. I have played WWE 2K23.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so I've been like a few hours in. I haven't played one since 2020, I don't think.
Was that the one that was really panned, or was that...
No, I think I played the year before.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good. Obviously, it's been a while since I played one, so I didn't remember how the control system obviously worked, but it's very simplified. There's a heavy attacks, light attack, and a grapple. And then you use combinate. You can have the combos of the different attacks to do combo moves, and then you can also do grapples with another button to perform grapple moves. And then there's a bunch of reversals and other elements to like kind of swing the momentum back. It's all, you build up your meter so you can get your signature and your finisher and all that. So that's all fun. There is a lot of different modes here. Obviously, there's the massive GM mode that you can go play through where you try and run a show better than some other person, which I haven't touched, but, I follow up, down, and they're super into the GM stuff. So they seem pretty stoked with that. I've tried a little bit of this year's showcase, which obviously centers around John Cena. Okay. Interestingly, the focus of it is all his big defeats. So the first, I've only played the first 2 like matches or whatever, but you play as his opponents and you have to beat down John Cena every single time, or like try to beat him in the way that he got beaten in the match. So the first one is RVD at One Night Stand. So you have to play through that match. Edge puts him through a table, and then John Cena.
Okay, so he doesn't really beat him. It's fine.
I mean, no, you just kind of put it. You have to do certain moves to like get to recreate the events of how they got beaten. Of how John Cena lost, which is an interesting way to do the showcase, because I believe last year was Rey Mysterio. It's all these big wins in his career. And then this one, it's all John Cena's big losses. So I assume we'll eventually play like as The Rock at WrestleMania. And I just did Kurt Angle doing John Cena's first match. That's interesting. They've got My Rise, which is like the career mode with storylines and that kind of stuff. Interestingly, they've got 2 storylines this year that you can play through. You can play through one called The Lock, which is you play as a male wrestler who is given the gimmick of The Lock, which is really just, a nickname so that they can call you The Lock during the whole commentary stuff. And then you play as the other one is The Legacy, which you play as the niece of a famous a Hall of Fame wrestler, female wrestler, and like her going into WWE and that kind of stuff. So kind of scratch the surface of both of those modes. Is quite interesting. The stories so far and that kind of stuff. Of course, you've got My Faction, which is trying to think what the FC mode, I guess, the club mode, where you're kind of building up your club. There's a bunch of cards that you collect and that kind of stuff, and different matches and stuff. There's dailies and a whole bunch of reasons to go jump in every single day and have a different match and do complete different challenges for the day to get cards and tokens and all this other stuff like that. Then there's universe mode where you can just run through a whole universe of different characters and that kind of matches, or a year in WWE or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot there for you to play and enjoy. So kind of scratching the surface, but yeah, it's pretty fun so far. There's still a bunch of technical glitches, I guess. I was trying to upload an image on something and then the whole game would crash. And of course there's your basic some physical stuff, someone gets smashed and they kind of stay above the ring for a couple of seconds, or feet go through places that they shouldn't go through and that kind of stuff. And it's not high end, super realistic graphically, but I mean it's good. It's on par with probably on par with 2K. Well, probably a little bit lower than the most recent 2Ks, but graphically it looks very good. I think there's a lot of options there. You can play all sorts of different matches. Obviously, the big addition this year is War Games, which I actually have tried out yet, so I might have to do that.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm just trying to get through all the modes, get a little taste of everything. But soundtrack is good, although it feels like the same couple of songs are on repeat. Weirdly, there's the Hound Dog mix from Elvis, I feel like, is included in the song, and that's the one that keeps popping up on my feed. But apparently the soundtrack's selected by John Cena. So,
have you played Bad Bunny yet?
Yeah, I played as Bad Bunny. It's pretty fun. Okay. He does the Canadian Destroyer. Pretty good. Lots of jumping around.
Because you only got him for the special editions. Any version other than the standard, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Fucking weird.
So yeah.
Pre-order bullshit.
Yeah. I mean,
shout out 2K for the code.
Shout out 2K for the code, but I'm sure you can buy him somehow.
I don't think you can. It's weird. I assume they'll do that eventually. It'll probably pop up later,
eventually.
But yeah, it's very weird.
But yeah, there's a lot there to keep you busy.
Do you reckon?
Which is kind of what you want.
Even though we don't have AEW Fight Forever release date yet, it'll be really weird to have a year where there's 2 legitimate wrestling games released.
Probably, seeing as we've only really had one a year, and maybe a random very indie game. So 2 full-fledged big ones will be interesting. Especially interesting because obviously the creator
Cody will be in both.
Cody will technically be in both. And I mean, with Creator Wrestler, you can put anybody in there,
Yeah.
I've flicking through some of the community creations. It's already got MJF and Malachi Black and Adam Cole and CM Punk. You can add him. And you can have a backstage role. It's great.
Oh dear.
No dogs in this game though, so
I'm still waiting for that release date. The Fight Forever thing is weird. Well, the hold up. Do you know what the hold up? You saw. I'm sure you saw the.
It was a ratings thing, right?
No, it was the last thing was copyright issue that GCW wanted to make sure that Fight Forever wasn't. So they use Fight Forever as a charity event every year. So they were like trying to make sure that they could still use that as a charity name. And apparently it's not from reports, it's not a AEW's being assholes thing. It's just lawyers are taking forever to get just get the paperwork through the system or whatever, you know? So that was the weird.
So GCW is the reason that we do not have
currently, yes,
AEW Fight Forever in our hands.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Probably for the best, you know, if they were launching at the same time, that would be even weirder.
Yeah, it would be weird. For this week's question show,
yeah,
is Cody going to win at WrestleMania?
Probably. I don't know. There's all the reports. You know, you hear the rumors that Roman's going to defend the belt in Saudi Arabia. Is that a true thing? Or are they just spreading bullshit? You know, from story. And then you hear other reports that Roman wants to go on vacation. So
fair.
I mean, he barely wrestles and shows up half the time anyway. So I mean, I don't know what he's asking for, but
well, no, he wrestles all the major shows, and all he does is have the same match every time.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we shall see soon enough. So, shall see.
Wow, what a question show!
Hey,
what a question of the show!
Why not? Relates, right?
It's true.
On to your next game. Like a Dragon Ishin. You've been week 4, right? I think. I don't know.
Yeah, week 4.
Taking a month to get through this bad boy. You finished it?
Yes.
Final thoughts? Do you have a score yet? All these sorts of things.
In my mind, it's probably an 8.5.
Yeah.
It's just a very dense game. There's a lot to do. There's some systems that are not great. The one that I have the biggest issue is the smithing, where you can make new weapons, but in order to make the higher end weapons, you need to make a bunch of shittier weapons in order to get to be able to have the option to make the better weapons. But the progression is so tiny that it is not really worthwhile. It's just I'll just keep playing through it, and hopefully I pick up a cooler weapon than I currently have, rather than trying to grind through this whole weird system. So,
and would you pick up better weapons?
Yeah, eventually.
Okay.
Some of the big bosses they drop some cool swords and shit. So, and guns. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's got an very in-depth story. Again, very heavy in Japanese history, with a bunch of twists and turns and betrayals and all that kind of stuff. Some interesting set pieces towards the end, battling through tons of, rather than just the random encounter where it's 4 bad guys on the side of the street. You're battling through a building, taking out anybody in your way before leading up to a big boss fight. So those are always cool, and yeah, I came to appreciate all the different combat styles that you can play through the game, and yeah, I had a really good time. Yeah, lots of interesting side stories and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So 8.5. Hopefully, I build up the effort to write the review sometime this week.
Build up the effort. What a sentence. Random side note, I just remembered I was going to mention something. I was playing, did you see, I forgot to put it in the show notes, but did you see Marvel Snap? Just did you see
Marvel Snap has their massive list of things that's coming up, and
so they changed their roadmap, and they got another competitive mode coming in hot. So
hell yes.
So that's cool. I was going to chuck that in as a thing, but
just more Marvel Snap. That's what, been grinding away at that. I got Null recently. That's completely changed everything.
Yeah, because you build a whole deck where you just have all the Red Skull and shit. And right? Is that Null? No, what's Null?
Null's the symbiote one.
Oh no, then I'm thinking something different.
So you just keep destroying your stuff. 60 something.
Oh, I mean collection level. Sorry,
collection score. Let me have a look.
I just got into the 5,000s.
I don't think I'm that high.
I think I feel like,
I need to spend more to get more.
My problem is, well, no, like mine's all just from earned. Like I'm not spending money just buy.
Other than your season pass, I'm at 4,518.
Yeah, so you're not that far behind.
But I keep running out of credits.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Just complete the battle pass. I mean, I have brought some of the, like I had gold I'd earned like from packs, and I brought one of those $700 random ones that were on sale for like 3 days of it. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I had like a card and
one of the sale things. Yeah,
had like 1,000 upgrade things or whatever. Yeah, so because most of the time I see the gold and I'm like, I know what I'm gonna use this for.
I have like 8,000 gold sitting there at the moment. So.
Fucking hell, yeah! You should just start buying those random things like I do.
I mean, I do okay. Like I'm liking how they've got like a mystery variant like every other week.
Yeah, they're like
I'll take a shot at that. It's pretty cheap. See what I get.
Yeah. All right, onto what I've actually been playing. So, well, I mean, I have been playing Snap, but that's not Marvel Snap. Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon. So I played through the demo when I was in Melbourne last week when I was over at the Game Expo, which came in hot for
last
that.
week's episode too.
Yeah, it was very funny. I went back and listened to it just to see how you brought, like how that came across, to see the part of the show that I wasn't part of. So, go listen to that for my thoughts on that. So. Well, because I came in and then I was like, what were you actually talking about prior to me just flying in? So I played for the demo while I was in Melbourne, and then the save data for your demo carried across to the full game. So I've been playing the full game now. This game, and I know this is going to sound silly coming from me because I'm the Bayonetta fanboy over here. Spent 10 years of my life waiting for Bayonetta 3, but this game is very good. In fact, it's surprisingly good. And I think that's been the running narrative I've seen from most people on Twitter is that people being like, wow, this is actually a lot better than I thought it would be, It's just it's so different to the main Bayonetta game. It's just like, it's really, really cool. So the setup for this one is look, you can play this without playing any Bayonetta. It covers the basic story of Cereza / Bayonetta's childhood, which if you've played the games, but this game starts with the basis for her thing, which is it's like a witch and a demon have a baby, basically star-crossed lovers. They're not allowed to be together. She's sort of thrown out of her. She's sort of not loved by her own people, but then one's trying to train her up to be a witch anyway. And at the start of the game, you do these sort of trials and stuff, and she's really struggling with the basics and being able to summon a demon and control it because that's a witch power. One of the Umbran powers, and then she sees this white wolf, I think. Sorry. She sees Cereza has like a vision of this boy who like tells her to come into the woods where she's got told she's not allowed to go, and that she'll get this power when she goes in there, and she'll, it'll be like really cool. So she's like, I'll show I can't remember her mentor's name, but like whoever her teacher is like, I'll show her, I'll go in here and prove that I can be like I'm a lot stronger than she thinks I am. So you venture into the woods. Woods are controlled by a bunch of fairies, and they're like sort of the bad guys of this game, I guess. But shortly after you get in there, you Cereza, whatever. She summons she attempts to summon a demon. She summons the demon and sort of accidentally sends it into her stuffed doll, which is the Cheshire cat. So that's why, she gets this whole thing where she can summon Cheshire. So then that's her partner in crime for the game. The demon doesn't really like her, doesn't really want to work with her, but sort of they have to form this friendship relationship amongst it. The game does a really good job of combining both combat, in which they're using both of the characters, and puzzles at other times too, which is really, really cool. So like if you're if you go into combat, you press R on the Switch to throw out Cherie, and then you use the right analog stick to control him, and you can move him separate to Cereza. So you can move Cereza around at the same time, and you can use L2 or whatever it is, LR, no, whatever the fucking Switch calls the bottom L button. You can you can use that to at the start of the game. She has like a stun spell that she can cast on enemies to stun them, and then Cherie can go in and like attack using the R2 button to smash enemies. You get a little bit further into the game, then they can get upgrades for each. So Cereza can do like better spells, Cherie can do like bigger attacks and stuff like that. Sort of basic stuff, but the cool thing is just the fact that you are controlling these two characters completely separate. It's very weird that the game doesn't have co-op as an option at all. It's like one of those weird things where the game just feels like, was there ever co-op thought about? And they're like, nah, fuck it. But like,
no.
It's a weird thing, but at the same time, I don't mind. Like, because it is very much that brothers-esque feeling thing where like you like,
control both. That's you the control mechanic,
both. Yeah. That's the mechanic of the game. It's just it's weird at first. You're like, is this supposed to be co-op? Am I missing something out? And then you're like, no, I just played by myself.
Do you ever go around and playing Blank or Blanc?
No,
because that was meant to be a similar thing. Except you did have you could play it single player and you controlled it like that, but the option was also there to play it co-op.
Okay, right. But then you get onto, so that's combat, which is cool. When you're walking around between that, you can press the L button and it summons Cherie back into the doll. So you don't always need to be controlling each character separate. You can call him in, so you're just walking around as Cereza. So it's not always super confusing. But then there's other parts where you get into these puzzle sections where, say, Cherie can jump into this like hamster wheel, for example, and Cereza jumps on top of it, and then you've got to sort of wheel her around and like have her jump off and solve puzzles while having Cherie move around in a different direction, and like it's completely not what you would expect out of a Bayonetta game. It's like everything you wouldn't expect from a Bayonetta game, but it's all very, very good. It's and it still fits in tone, and there's enough here that feels like Bayonetta. So obviously you've got Cereza, same character, but you've got the Coles, you've got the Umbran Witches, you've got these sorts of things. It also still does the same thing that Bayonetta games do, where you enter like a arena area to fight enemies, and sort of it blocks you off, like into there while you battle them. She'll do like a little dance with Cherie at the end to be like, yeah, we beat them, sort of thing. The first time you see a fairy enemy variant type for the first time, it does what Bayonetta games do, where it like it comes up and like opens a book and like shows their name, and it's like introduces you to this particular variation of the fairy and stuff. It's all very cool. Art style wise, it's so funny because one of the most annoying things about Bayonetta 3 was that it's just like that it was pushing it to the point that you're like, this it's not very good. It's not a very good looking game. Like it's they're trying to do these massive spectacle things with the kaiju inspired like battle sequences and stuff like that, and it's all just like a lot for the Switch. It's sort of annoying. However, this game still on the Switch, but Bayonetta Origins still on Switch, but having a very distinct art style choice, which is this sort of, I don't know how I'd even describe it, like a paintbrushy sort of feel to everything with this isometric gameplay stuff. It's beautiful. Like it's like I've played it once on my TV, like I do most Switch games, where I'm like, yep, cool. And then there's my half an hour with that, and then I'll go back to playing the rest in my handheld. So but yeah, like it's very, very pretty. It's use of all these colors. It very much has this sort of Alice down the through the looking glass sort of feel about the game, between the story and the way it looks and stuff like that, which is really cool as well. You even get these sequences where Cereza comes across these parts in the forest where like the fairies have like walled off a certain area, and you like go through it, and then you're in this like really trippy section where like mushrooms are growing out of the side, and you have to solve a certain puzzle to be able to break this certain like illusion area of the forest, and then you can proceed through the forest again more. It's really, really good, surprisingly, to the point that I'm like, it makes me wonder if some people will play this like look at it and go, that game looks really cool. Like I'll give this a go, and wonder if they'll get it will help push people into playing Bayonetta, or maybe they'll never play Bayonetta, but this game's like totally for them. It's weird because it's just so different gameplay wise and everything to that franchise. So I don't know. Have you seen much about it since it's been up, or
no? Other than people liked it, so
yeah.
Does it fill your Bayonetta?
Yeah, it's crazy. I got 2 Bayonetta games in 12 months.
Do you think they're all too close together?
No, because it's completely different. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like you're getting too much. It just feels like a different game.
And also, that game was kind of people didn't enjoy the ending, so maybe
Well,
how far do you reckon you're in?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like I'm like 4.5 hours in.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long. I wouldn't expect it to be. Maybe I'm like halfway. I don't know. If I'm expecting it to be like a 8 to 10 hour game, average sort of Bayonetta length, I guess. I wouldn't expect it to be a particularly long game. Like it'd be weird if it was.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's secrets are fine. I'm trying to find them as a go, but some feel like you have to come back later. I don't know. It's that sort of thing. So. I'll have a full review up and everything on explosionetwork.com when I finish it. So hopefully that should be before next week's episode.
Yep.
I'm taking the work and playing it on my lunch break. So.
Ooh. Crunching.
Crunching, yeah. Let's get into 2 quick news stories for this week. Firstly, a bit of sad news, but also like wholesome, I guess, at the same time. I don't know. So, PC Gamer writes, Destiny players are gathering in the tower to pay last respects to Lance Reddick. Actor Lance Reddick had an impressive career in film, television, but to gamers, he's likely best known as Commander Zavala, the Titan Vanguard in the Destiny games. It was a role he embraced, and not just within the development studio. He was known for his appreciation of both the game he played himself and its fans, and made an awful lot of them very happy in 2021 when they asked him to read Destiny 2 memes in Zavala's voice, and he said yes. Reddick's devotion to Destiny 2 and his community made him a fan favorite, and following the report of his death earlier last week, players have begun gathering in the tower to pay their respects to the man and the character he portrayed. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, there's a bunch of Twitter posts here. I'll just skip it ahead. So, there's a bunch of people posting on, like, images from different people on Twitter. Because it's one of those things of, like, someone posts it once, like, and sees a bunch of people gathering around his character. So, okay, is it just, like, these 10 people? But, no, it appears to be because, when you load into Destiny, into the tower, or whatever it's called in Destiny 2, I don't know. But when you load into it, it's like you load into an instance. But then, like, so I saw someone share that they kept, like, loading in and out. So they got different instances, and every single time it was a different group of people gathered around his character. I was just sitting there, sort of paying their respects and stuff. So, obviously very sad about Lance Reddick. Sort of came out of absolutely fucking nowhere. It was one of those check Twitter. Is this a fake account?
Fake news story.
Yeah, is this a fake news story moment? And then
why is everybody tweeting about? Lance? Yeah.
I was like, is it
because everybody was tweeting like really nice, like general
I was like,
things,
oh yeah, like,
and not specifically staying rest in peace.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, man, like John Wick falls out soon. Like he's a good actor.
Like,
hey,
wow, is his birthday? It's like, okay. But no, very sad. Of course, also known in the video games universe for playing Silence, who we would have expected to play a big part in the next Horizon game. So what they do there's going to be an interesting question.
Well, I presume they'll
probably recast.
I think they'll recast. I think it's a scenario where he it's
understandable. Yeah.
It's understandable, and he.
I mean, it's tough because obviously that is so closely. It's like
it's him.
It's him. Yeah,
because it's not a voice actor role. It's a role.
It's a mocap role.
Yeah, it's a mocap role, so it's like him. Yeah. But yeah, very sad, but also wholesome with all the people in Destiny gathering around him and stuff like that. I've enjoyed seeing one of my favorite clips of him making its rounds on Twitter a billion times, I think, though, which is just when he was on what's the Oh no,
Eric
Andre's shit. Yeah, that's such a funny clip. Had you seen that before?
No, I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. So.
It's so funny. He fucking scares the shit out of it. It's hilarious. It's so good because it's a whole bit, obviously, but the story goes that the part he like sort of ad-libbed is he like he knew he was gonna get, you know what you're in for when you go on that show, and like it's just nonsense. But then he like stands up at the end and he's just supposed to leave and like get like just head out back or whatever, but like he stands up and he fucking like slams the living fuck out of the table, and then you just see Andre like he's legit like you can see in his face like he's like, holy shit, was I just about to get punched? But then he just goes, you need a new table, and walks off. It's so good. Funny shit. Only other thing, PSA in case you've missed it even. PAX tickets go on sale tomorrow when you're listening to this. So March 21st, early bird, 12 p.m. They go up in the afternoon. So if you want to buy your PAX tickets, last year I don't think the 3-day passes sold out. Straight away.
I don't know if I'm going to rush like we did last year.
Yeah.
You know, I think there was like a massive anticipation just because it was
the first year back.
First year back.
To be fair, this is the 10th anniversary, right? I think that's
what they're pushing.
That's what they're pushing. So you would. I
don't know if it's technically the 10th live. 10 sounds right though.
For Australia, 10. Yeah.
But they would have reached 10 PAXs, is what I'm saying. There was 2 online ones.
Yeah, but look, I'll allow it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll allow it. We had COVID. I'll allow it. Yeah, they did.
We had COVID. I'll allow it. Okay.
Yeah, we had COVID. Like we as a people had COVID.
We collectively had COVID.
We collectively had COVID. I personally twice. Not good. I went to Melbourne twice. Came back without it. How fucking good was that, eh?
That's crazy.
Oh, all right. Doing well. Yeah, so if you want to get PAX tickets, obviously we'll be at PAX. I mean, I assume you're on the PAX, right?
That's the plan.
Yeah. I just like kind of assume everyone's going to. I'm like, PAX, it's not a question. It's a
requirement.
It's a requirement. Like, you must go to PAX. So really good. Obviously, yeah, we'll be there. I hope that I personally hope they do something cool for the 10th anniversary. And by that, I don't mean having Sony and Nintendo and whatever else magically appear. I don't really care if they show back up, but
just bigger.
Just bigger. Just, I don't know how you get
take up more space.
Take up more space, yeah.
I'm sure after the Games Expo, you're like, wow, I'm not bumping into people. That's like super nice.
It's very weird. Very weird experience.
Like, let's make this not crowded.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
I don't think it's possible. I think if you want the big con feel, you get the big con woes at the same time. It's just, you get the good with the bad, you know what I mean? But yeah. Walking into the Game Expo and be like, not only could I do a cartwheel, I could roll twice. You know what I mean? Like, it was a bit of a different feel. So, yeah. All right, I got nothing else. I haven't missed anything ever at the top of my head. No. No, nothing's happened.
Cool. Nothing is ringing.
No. Resident Evil's good. Ciaran said it's cool. Yep, I said that. Cool story. Apparently they're adding NFTs made Pokemon. I might quit the franchise at that point. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. Of course, you can find all their Twitters.
Also,
yes,
Last of Us was great.
All right, Last of Us was very good. If you want to hear all of our spoilercast discussions, of course, they're over at Platinum Explosion, our PlayStation podcast. We've done a spoilercast for every single episode, so you should listen to those, or or listen to the finale at least, bare minimum, to hear our overall thoughts, I guess, on the series. So, yeah. Find all of our Twitters heading to explosionnetwork.com/Twitter, and you can find our Discord by heading to explosionnetwork.com Discord. If you'd like to support the website and the shows, you can do that by going to explosionnetwork.com/support. We will see you here, same time, same couch, next week.